Wow, this is just another way to say that rejection is bullshit. Makes me feel good because it's a very difficult topic to actually prove. The I do feel there's a problem because if you flip that on women, ugly women kind of exist. I think. But even that would be a stretch to say because, like, oh, it's just gonna be pretty on the inside then. It's. You can be ugly in so many ways. It's what freedom is all about. But you're also super free to not be ugly. To negate that from ever happening in your life, pretty much. You have to really appreciate freedom at this point. So I've already done 2 bullshit videos, and we should get a sense of how it all works, right? This is gonna be a tough one, right? Because it doesn't seem like bullshit. It seems like a very well working idea. You make a family, you make a bunch of children. Children grow up and do whatever they want when they grow up. But up to that point, they're stuck with whoever, made them in the first place. You can't really choose your parents in this case. And people all over the world, they don't look for children, right, to have, because it's not possible. They they look forward and have children of their own. They don't want to have anyone else's children. Yes, the adoption is like a fucking exception in that case, but this only happens if, a child does not have parents at all. In relatively short time, in 50 years, we went from 2 billion people to 7 billion people. It's ridiculous. We went fucking beyond triple. How do you explain that? You can only explain that by recognizing that there's some fucking bullshit happening. You could say that the world is getting better and better. The technology is getting better and better. So that allows to just for people to have more people. To, I am really happy with my life right now. And it's all thanks to my family, honestly. So, how could I possibly say that it's bullshit? It's a weird thing. Because if you really think about it, rejection, it's the opposite of rejection. Making a family is the opposite of rejection. Because you cannot reject your children that easily. It's kind of even illegal. Is it? No, it's probably legal. Because you can just send them to orphanage at this point. But you wouldn't do that. The society will really look down upon you if you do that. If you can't take care of your children. This is one of those points that makes me feel wrong about this. Honestly, a lot. A lot makes me feel everything so far. Just doesn't work out. Family doesn't feel like bullshit to me. This is kind of why I think is bullshit. Because it's bullshit specifically for me. And maybe I'm different from everybody else at this point. But I don't need it. I just don't need a family. And the fact that people needed it for some reason and didn't have anything better to do, and the population exploded in the first place because of that, that's what's concerning here. Like, why would you do that? Are you good at it? Can you really handle making a family? Can we really handle the consequence of having a high population? Or is just completely fine, you know? Because we get bigger cities and more services are available in bigger cities. In fucking villages, you don't get much of service of any kind. So, overpopulation is not something I feel, honestly. It's actually fine. Like, you can find friends and all that shit quite easily. But obviously, what easy comes, easy goes, and you don't really feel that you have a lot of friends, in a sense, even though you're surrounded by a lot more people, and maybe a lot more interactions, maybe. Also, population growth is declining a little bit, but it has to, right? Because, wait, there's more people, so growing even more people is gonna be harder. But it doesn't make much sense. Like, there has to be a change in culture in general. And I think there is. I think it's hard to tell, honestly. Let's watch this video. First of all, Jordan Peterson just is too complicated. You wouldn't think he would know how to do speeches and everything, but I'm kind of confused.
Well, maybe you're wildly creative.
What else are you gonna do with your life? That's interesting, isn't it? Don't we have like housing crisis already? People can't afford houses anymore. It makes sense if population grows and the service is limited based on limited amount of land that you can have. Especially if you want an actual house and not to live in a fucking apartment. In a fucking building. Jesus Christ, dude. Just live in a goddamn building. But wait, is that also getting super expensive too? Not only that, you also need a fucking car if you live in a house. If you're far away from all the services. It gets pretty crazy at this point. The cost of living in a house is crazy. One big thing. Can you even escape having a family? Something has to prop up the population, right? But if you become too narrow-minded, well, you can't be too narrow-minded. You have to understand that the cost of having a child is pretty high cost. You basically spending a lot of time and money on a person, right? Is that worth it? That's the second reason why it's bullshit. And I have to point those things out. You have the population explosion, which is bullshit, and then the idea that you're spending time and money on a person. You can do that with any person, honestly. Why do you choose to make a new person all of a sudden? Is that some fucking control freakish thing? No, because we have family values, right? And you do as best as you can. You're not really harming anyone by doing it, right? You're providing to society, children to society, and maybe they're going to be very good children. After all, you have to find a place to spend money. It's actually not that easy. So family is just one of those things you can spend money on. That is, if you're successful and not lazy like I am. I guess the fact that I don't want to start my own family is also a star thing. So I have 3 reasons why it's bullshit. I'm not gonna lay down too many reasons why it's not bullshit. But we have one for sure. It's the opposite of rejection. You accept your children into your life quite significantly. It's forever, right? The mark is done forever. They're forever in your family, and that's the greatest value of a family. It's negating rejection. It's fucking crazy, dude. Yes, there are some toxic relationships that you can have with family members, which is a concern, which kind of makes family bullshit. The fact that it's possible, right? The fact that you cannot escape it and make a different family, not necessarily by having children, but by having new parents. By able to escape. Children can hardly escape toxic parents. There's obviously some government interference in this, and government is trying to help out and maybe discover those toxic relationships and put an end to them. I certainly had that happen at school. That's why I escaped my toxic relationship with my mom, and I had to live in an orphanage for 9 months. But I came back to my mom, and it all turned out to be great. Not immediately. Immediately, it turned into a fucking disaster because I had to go back. The orphanage can only hold you until you're 18, and that's as long as that's gonna happen, right? I had to go back, and it was a terrible relationship that I had. Right now, it's great, but back then, I made crimes at that point. I attacked my mom. That's how toxic it was. My excuse is that she was talking to herself, and that was just bothering me so tremendously. I couldn't have peace at home. But again, this great perseverance and rejection, being rejected properly, turned into a great value where I appreciate my life very much. Appreciate what my family has given to me as an opportunity, and I don't necessarily see that I need to make another family myself, even though I felt a little bit of pressure. It's like, what are you doing with your life? What else are you doing with it? But it's the same shit over and over again. Oh, I made a family. Is that really what you want to fucking hear? It's fucking ridiculous. This kind of brings Harry Potter into the mix, which is weird because isn't like Harry Potter himself adopted and his parents have died? It's fucking brutal, dude. Not that it brings anything to the table. So let's keep watching, I guess. Peterson. Okay, he makes a point. It makes sense that you want to talk with someone who will not bother you by knowing more than you do. Right? Just like you have a fucking dog or a cat. It's not gonna fucking talk philosophy to you. Things that you don't understand about life. It's just gonna entertain you in a way. Cool. Is that what you want? Really? That's kind of when I have to make the point. Do you really want to be surrounded by clueless beings that don't know what the fuck is going on even? Yeah, you can indoctrinate kids and serve them any kind of ideologies pretty much. And they're just gonna believe it. And I think family is one of those ideologies. And just like with Flat Earth, ideologies are terrible most of the time, right? You want to escape all of them to start a completely fresh canvas for your life and figure out what you want to do. Again, there's something weird about having control over clueless beings. It's weird. But no worries, the government is gonna step in and make it not weird by creating schools. And schools are definitely bullshit. I don't need to make a fucking video about it. Oh yeah, this is definitely another thing to think about. That overpopulation actually isn't that big of a deal. So technically it's a counter argument to that. It doesn't matter if the population exploded as long as we live in harmony, right? I don't know, man. I think we're having a terrible time in a very high technology driven world. But no, you can have a good time if you want, basically. You don't have to have a terrible time. I think people have terrible time recognizing what's good for them. And that's again family, dude. Maybe it's not good for you. This is a big deal because that's why I make these videos. There are certain things that are bullshit that you wouldn't think about too much. But when you think about it, in actuality, you start realizing a few things. I think this is a very profound point that I can make. I have been asked to not give up on Creeper's Forge on my project. But no one's actually supporting my project at the moment. Just a handful of people. What's the fucking point if it's not gonna pay me? Right? If you're a YouTuber, you're making videos, and a bunch of people are supporting you, a huge wave of people supporting you, then you can, if you can make a living out of that, then you kinda have to work hard. But if you, again, that's the point. And if you think you're gonna get paid very well by having a family, that's on you, dude. It's gonna be very rare that that's the case. But if you want to have that kind of experience, go ahead. I need Charm Peterson to convince me to want kids. You don't... Yeah, it's kind of crazy that when you have to go against the norm, you have to, you know, be in that position. Oh, he still has to convince me, dude. It's a weird fucking position. No one has to convince me. I know. I know it's not what I want because it would change my life completely. But if I was successful all of a sudden, maybe I would start thinking differently. Because success means that I have an intimate relationship. And technically, if we're being really technical here, women do most of the work when raising children. Okay? In my family, that's exactly the case. My mom was around me forever. She just didn't knew what else better to do. But my dad, for some reason, knew what else better to do. He was trying to make money, and he doesn't share money with us anymore. But that's kind of lame. What is he gonna spend it on? He should want to fucking buy good relationships. That would be nice. Uh, he's not like fucking buying a good computer to play games or something. He's not that type of person. It's kind of weird. He's drinking and smoking. He's that kind of person. Uh, and it's a toxic relationship with him as well. Don't worry about that part. I had toxic relationship with my parents, but I can stand them. I can understand them to some degree. They're kind of fucking crazy at some points, but to some degree I can understand them. Because they were not fucking terrible. That's the point. He, she, he, or her does not do not represent them accurately. I want to be a Shrek. You know? That's what I think about pronouns. That just popped up. Fuck that shit. I want to be a Shrek. So instead of, saying he or he or him, I just want to be called fucking Shrek. That's it. That's the whole point. I want someone to fucking give a fuck about who I am. Right? I'm a fucking Shrek. And when I think about that, yeah, it's like, oh, it's gonna offend people if you look like a girl, but you don't want to be a girl. So it's gonna offend everyone if you don't know about that. You know? Oh, I hate being a girl, so I decided to change my pronouns. It's so fucking weird. I don't give a fuck if you want to be a Shrek. I will still call you by the way that you look. You know? To some degree, obviously, if you make friends, then you start being respectful with them. But at the same time, if they don't respect gender, I don't know, man. You're disrespecting something really weird at this point. You're trying to put bullshit on gender when I cannot do that. It's a little bit too fucking far for me. I'm trying to put bullshit on family, and this is fucking groundbreaking. It's insane, right? But putting bullshit on gender is beyond insanity. It's like saying, well, I'm God, so the gender that I got, I should have been able to choose that. And I will be able to choose that because I fucking demand it. I want to choose my gender. See, the fucking wonderful thing is, does it? thing matter? What gender? And that's kind of interesting, right? Because people... No, there's no argument. There's nothing you can do. It shouldn't matter that much, right? You shouldn't play by the rules of your gender. And most definitely, you shouldn't try and oppose your gender because it doesn't fucking matter. You have so much freedom to oppose that. But you shouldn't oppose that. You should just live in ignorance to gender. Ignore gender. Not try and oppose everything. Just like, oh, I don't want to be racist, so I will praise black people. That is like super racist thing to do. To propagate something, propagate a race. Just fucking weird. Yes, if you don't want to be racist, just ignore race. That's all you have to do. Ignore race. Don't choose because of a person's race. It's still hard to do, honestly. But it's that one step that's required, and that's it. You don't have to do the opposite just because, other people might be a little bit more racist, so I have to counter that. You have to be actively anti-racist. It's the stupidest shit ever, dude. You just have to be fucking moral. And people will follow that example, and if they cannot follow that example, they're terrible people, and that's about it. That's all you have to fucking do. You don't have to fight those people. You don't have to fight terrible people. They live terrible lives already. Alright? Because of their misconceptions of everything. Yeah, the fun part. Yeah, you want to be a Shrek, but which gender, though? I said it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Didn't I just said that? Oh my god, you assume gender, you cannot see past gender? That is crazy. Well, just like, again, the best point of view to not be a racist is to say that race doesn't matter. But it's hard. It's hard to actually make it a true statement because people do... Race still makes a big difference, okay? Asians still fucking deal with stereotypes. They still make jokes about themselves that they have to perform ridiculously well beyond other races. I still see that on the internet as like the only fucking joke on a certain person's channel. It's almost ugly to me at this point. It's like, well, how many times can you make the same fucking joke? But that's all they have sometimes. That's all they have, just gender and fucking race. That's all they have as people. It's kind of crazy. That's all you have is just what you're born with. It's kind of boring, but you can't change anything. So might as well be racist and sexist or whatever, because it fucking matters for some reason. It matters. It's a weird thing to say. Well, just let's be racist because race matters. It should be the opposite, right? I don't know, dude. I should know. It should be the opposite. Race matters, so let's stop. But oh my god, that's a very interesting point then, because it fucking breaks all of a sudden. Let's just say race matter and gender matters, or do we say it doesn't matter? Which one do we choose? That's kind of crazy, right? Do we choose? Because if race matters, and definitely it matters. And everyone's fucking racist at this point. I think that's what's happening. And by the way, this is a whole nother discussion that I just started, right? It's nothing to do with fucking families, but we have to get through that because there's a lot of bullshit to go through. Alright? It doesn't matter what's bullshit, as long as we're talking about bullshit, we're on the right path. We need to know about that. So we might want you're racist if you're anti-racist. There's no choice. If you're anti-racist, you're just propagating a minor race, not major race or something. You just chose a race anyways. That's the fun part, right? You can choose. You can choose to be black by propagating black race, right? It's just people won't notice that, but you can choose that. That's the fun part. That's why it fucking matters to people, because it matters at the moment. That's all they have. So technically, all this politics bullshit is just a fucking game. It means nothing to me, honestly, because it's pathetic if that's all you have. There's definitely a lot of walls to break, and again, the most important part is that this all has to turn into a game instead of like a violent riot. It has to turn into something acceptable for society instead of fucking antisocial, right? If you get angry on a person for them being fucking just a little bit racist for whatever reason, I don't think people are naturally racist. You know, you're just born white, so you're born naturally racist. You have to fight yourself at this point. It's the weirdest fucking bullshit. It's like, if you're born rich, you're naturally an asshole, right? It's the same thing. You're born white, so you must be racist. The same way. Unless you're anti-racist. Which again makes you racist, just for a different race. And that's fine. That's how we play. Hopefully, non-violently. So, that bullshit discussion aside, we can go back to families, right? And we kind of found something interesting. We found that people are born with something. And people are, they have different cultures and everything. There are different races and genders. Wow. That's cool. We have figured that out. And you can't negate that. You just can't. It matters so much to people. So you cannot negate that. That's the only thing that you can fight. It's like, well, gender doesn't matter. Race doesn't matter. That's the only thing you can fight honestly. Is to make things not matter to you. You can fight yourself in order to become ignorant to things. And hopefully that works out, If that doesn't matter, then what actually matters? Yeah. And that's the beauty of fighting yourself. You can make it public, just like I'm making right now, a video of fighting myself and trying to figure things out. And that's going to be very educational to everyone else. And I dare to say that this is kind of true. If you are born in a major race, you're not born in a minor race. That means you're not a supporter until you are. But that's the question. Do you need to support poor people just because you're rich? right? Is that just naturally what you have to do? And kind of the point you're gonna get to is kind of yes, right? You need to put a little bit of help of giving opportunities to a poor person to become relatively richer, right? Relatively acceptably rich. So if because you want to mitigate the difference, you want to mitigate the social discomfort, pretty much. That's what you have to do: mitigate social discomfort. Not by giving away money, by creating jobs, pretty much. By requesting a service, just be a part of society. That's how it works, right? You have to spend your money in a smart way, not in a way that makes you more money. This is the most greatest exploit of all time. Money makes more money? That's fucking stupid. The fact that you can invest money is ridiculous to me. But the fact that investments can be good or bad, the fact that you have a choice and you are gambling with your money technically, that makes it okay. Alright, that makes it acceptable and not bullshit at all. Because you can lose money too. But when money just straight up makes more money, where you can loan money to other people, that people just need your money, dude. Just fucking figure out how to make them earn that money, right? Instead of loaning them money. No one should be loaning money in the first place. So when money makes money, you're exploiting something. You're exploiting people. You're just exploiting people just like lottery tickets exploit people. They shouldn't exist, honestly. They're huge bullshit, but for some reason they still exist. You know, just like Flat Earth. In fact, that is such a good point, it deserves a star. It deserves to be a part of why it's bullshit to have a family. Wait, I kind of lost the point. Why? It's because you buy lottery tickets because you have no better way to spend your money. That is fucking ridiculous, right? You're making a big mistake. There are better ways to spend your money than losing it in an entertaining way. You want to entertain yourself while losing money? This is the funniest thing. You want to fool yourself, basically? Buy a bunch of lottery tickets. This is the funniest thing. Oh, I'm gonna win something. Maybe. You don't think about the losses that much, but people are not that stupid. It's just the fact that lottery tickets exist in the first place means that people are being exploited for their stupidity. And that's a little bit unacceptable in a society, I would think. You know? It's just, society doesn't exist that much. So, that's another fucking great point. So, exist because it would prevent lottery tickets. It's a good point. Bear with me. If society doesn't exist, then there's no actual pressure for you to make a family. It's all fake. I highlighted that before. Only work hard if it pays you well, and it should be a good point as well. Don't start a family just because you're being asked to. Make a family if you truly believe in it. Don't make a family if it's a fucking accident. Alright? But you kind of have to take responsibility, so... okay. There's so many reasons we're finding. Yeah, just go back to pronouns. Do you fucking need them? What is it gonna change? It doesn't fucking matter. I'm not saying that gender doesn't matter. But, you know, the pronouns are not gonna do much at all to your, you know, to affect your gender experience, I guess. You're still gonna have the same fucking experience. But, again, if you're making friends, you can ask them to do a certain thing related to you. You can do that all you want. Just don't do it to strangers, right? Like, don't attack freedom. That's the most important part. You're fighting for freedom, so why are you attacking people who want, you know, to not care? To be ignorant. That's the most freedom thing to do. To be ignorant. Why you have to know my pronouns, and you have to use them. Fuck that, dude. Let people be ignorant. It's not gonna work if you insist of being a Shrek while being a human being. Right? It's just gonna be more confusing. I'm a Superman. I want people to treat me like a Superman. That's fucking confusing, dude, because you don't have any superpowers. You're not actually a Superman, are you? But I was born without superpowers, so I must be able to choose whether I have superpowers or not. It's just the weirdest fucking bullshit is happening right now. The weirdest discussion ever is happening. And it's so bullshit, but it doesn't deserve its own video, does it? Eventually it will be its own video, just like school is gonna be its own video, just because people don't fucking understand. And they will fucking make weird, very weird statements about everything. It doesn't matter how many videos I make fighting myself. I can't fight other people. I cannot convince them of anything. So there's going to be stupid people who insist on their stupidity and nothing else. They're so stupid they will not change their minds about anything. I'm willing to change my mind, but all I see are stars and not much to think about. All I see is the agreement that family is bullshit. Society doesn't exist that much. So, all the social pressure is not society, it's just random people pressuring you into doing things that society did not dictate you. Because if society existed, we would manage that, right? We would figure out if we need families in the first place. And that's the point. I'm not just finding myself, I'm making a society in a way. It's just the question of how many people actually agree with me and jump on board on my work pretty much. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. Oh my god, it's the funniest thing, dude. Z or Zim, baby. Z or Zim. That's as Shrek as you can get, dude. And this is old video, dude. 2016. You can imagine that this is not going away for some reason. Everyone's praising Jordan Peterson here. Or at least the most liked comments make they're sensible. So where's all this fucking support for all of this bullshit. That's the crazy part. We're not supporting that. There's just some weirdos supporting that don't get any support themselves and don't understand reality. Just who would do such a thing? Just a bunch of idiots who play lottery all the time just to try and win something that doesn't matter. Because by trying to win, you're always losing. I'm non-binary and transgender. You look like a man to me. He's a piece of shit. I don't care if you Shrek. Dude, I will not respect your non-binary gender point of view. Okay, you cannot transcend things, dude, just like that. Oh my god, I'm so transcendent from what I'm born with. It's just like saying I'm black. You can't do that, can you? That was turned into a meme. Because some fucking girl did that. And it didn't work out very well. But it's weird. You can say I'm a girl when you're a boy. It's the weirdest thing. Why? You gotta be so stupid. Holy shit, dude. That's you being lazy. When he just said, oh, I refer to people based on their appearance. I can't fucking listen to this shit. This is pretty obvious to me at this point. I don't have to listen to this.
He has chosen you as an advocate.
Sadhguru. Oh my god. Fucking 10 million scribbles. Do I have to subscribe to this? I'll try. Let's look at the channel. I need to put this in my list at this point. Sad. He's so sad. He's the saddest guru. Nope. Not gonna subscribe to that. Don't post daily bullshit. Especially if it's stories. I hate stories. Don't post that. I'm not gonna subscribe to that ever. I'm not subscribing to Sadhguru. He's not that. I'm subscribed to him on TikTok. That's where he belongs. Honestly. That's where I discovered him. That's where he's gonna stay, dude. So, he wants to reward women who don't choose to have a child, which is, you know, it supports my idea at this point. It supports the idea of why I found so many stars in the first place. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't have to look at the video, I just know what he's gonna talk about. My race is non-binary, guys. It's the greatest thing ever, dude. Don't assume my race, don't be lazy. This just sums up everything that you need to know about fucking gender bullshit. If you do the same thing with races, hilarious. And you would expect that to happen at some point for people to actually say that. Don't assume anything, you know, by appearance. You know, when I look at the bear, I see a fucking bear, dude. There's a very distinct features that a bear has. Same goes with men and women. Distinct features. You can't fake that shit. You can't. You're gonna have a hard time faking to be a woman or a man. A very hard time. So, opposite to your gender, if you want to be man, woman, or Shrek, you're just gonna have a very hard time fucking transcending that. It's the weirdest thing. And people believe this shit. Can you imagine? They're so stupid. This guy just gives another brilliant point. Honestly. They have their own families. That's why I don't have friends. Fucking crazy. We leave people for our families. It's a weird thing, dude. It's really weird. I mean, if you can travel the world, does it matter if you're alone or not? Fucking, I have no friends. As long as you have a roof over your head and food to eat, I think you're doing just fine. Honestly, I'm struggling to be alone. I live with my mom, and I'm probably gonna live way beyond 37 years that he has. I'm gonna be fucking a loser for a long part of my life. But I can't help it, dude. I'll just live with that. I don't care. Because I know my life is just not bad. No matter what people say. Because people say a bunch of fucking stupid shit. They're insisting on those shit ideology sometimes. And it's so disgusting to see that. But you just realize you cannot change people. And if they're doing a terrible deal fighting with themselves and they're losing that battle, you just leave those people alone. You just can't help it. And technically having a family is one of those losses that if you cannot have friends and family at the same time properly, if you can't maintain those relationships, you have to sacrifice such a big deal. That is nasty, dude. People who have no family should be supported just as much. But yeah, it's a weird thing. I would still think that this is an exception, but it's on the internet, right? It's a new wave of content, pretty much. New wave of people coming out and telling their stories, and then they're gonna be accepted. The internet is a crazy place, dude. We can turn this into an actual society. Technically. You would think that I think that society does not exist, but socialism exists, and it's not what you think. Socialism for me is just society that runs on people's interactions with each other, and that's it. Being social is socialism for me. You have to be social to survive in this world. There's absolutely no way you can dodge that. So that's my definition of socialism. You have to be social. Socialism will stop existing once we invent something else that doesn't require you to be social anymore. You can be happy being alone and never need to fucking interact with anyone ever again. If that happens, then we don't have socialism anymore. But right now, we are in this system called socialism by me. Alright? And there's no escape. I used to be an engineer, but then I got an arrow to my knee and I wasted all my money on traveling. Yeah. That's a nice fight that this guy is having with himself. Congratulations, you figured out you fucking spend time on bullshit instead of saving your money like a good boy. Not having friends is a big problem in society, and society is supposed to fix that. The only problem, does society actually exist? That's the fucking weird thing. In a weird way, maybe, right? Maybe. Some societies exist, some communities exist, but no, there's no way. Well, yeah, you have to take care of yourself, basically. You have to figure out life yourself. There's nothing you can do. That's why society does not exist, in a way. That's the part. I just hate to see that YouTube works in mysterious ways and blows up a person's video without much interaction at all with YouTube itself. It would be nice, like, if you respond to comments and everything, you get more traction because of that. Because you get more comments in general, you get better, more discussion going on. Because you can handle comments in the first place. None of those skills matter on YouTube right now. YouTube can be upgraded so many ways. It's incredible. Balanced. That's the best word ever, dude. Balanced. If you can figure out how to balance things, that would be the best thing ever. The best feature ever to anything. Making money, if you can balance that, wow. Fuck yeah, dude. That's funny if you compare us to rabbits. We don't actually have any predators that would benefit from, us having a huge population. Unless we are our own predators, which makes no fucking sense, right? Yes, we are beyond Animal Kingdom, but this is interesting, to be honest. Like, there's no one controlling our population. Oh! One thing I forgot. Wait. You reject every child in an orphanage when you have your own. Yes, you're probably not gonna reject the children that you actually have, which is like wonderful value after all, but you are rejecting a lot of children who don't have parents. How about that? In a society, again, orphanage don't exist. Children have places to fucking live. Which is, yes, it's a place to live, but like, children would have families, like, normally, like, just for fuck's sake. Society clearly does not exist. Hang yourself, you will regret. You will not regret when you hang yourself, you just be dead. I guess after death you will regret it. That's true. Because you have to use life sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to use. You have absolute freedom. The God of the universe has absolute freedom to do whatever it wants. So, do whatever you want, dude. You have a universe. There are certain rules that work in this universe. Certain things that don't work. Figure out what works for you. I don't know about regret, though. This is just the weirdest thing to say. You're gonna regret both choices. Yeah, you're gonna have concern about not having a family or whatever. Absolutely. But if you make a conscious choice of not doing it, and if it works out, you don't regret it. Sometimes things just work out. Yeah, it is annoying, right? Like, you want to choose both most of the time. You can't choose both. Then that's where regret comes from. It's pretty interesting, but it's not a point that I can make. I had to do it, man. I had to ask AI if family's bullshit. Family can be tough, but they're all there for us because they will never reject you when we need them. I know that already, Jesus Christ. It's a good answer. Why do people want to have children? Because they will feel like they're missing out if they don't. That's a very cop-out answer, dude. Why does population explode? I put a wrong number. It should have been 50s, not 90s. People were having more babies. Fuck yeah, dude. That's the best answer ever. What to do if you have toxic parents? Don't let them control your life. Make sure you have a good support system around you. So technically it's like, look for better patterns. But you can't do that, can you? Wow, I never heard of this definition of socialism. This includes public services as schools. It's already free, dude. Are we living in socialism? Schools are free, roads are free. Oh wait, we have to pay taxes for it. Oh wait. Are we living in socialism or governism, dude? That's the question. Or both, honestly. That's the fun part. Wait, AI has already been used for making movies? Movies? I never heard of that, dude. Music? I know music, but I never heard of like good AI music or anything. We've definitely seen art. But are you sure about that? Sure? Fucking bitch. Adoption requires a lot of paperwork. Man, this is hilarious, dude. I love talking with AI because it always brings up things that I'm not aware of at the moment. Of course, climate change. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck you, AI, dude. Those fucking liberal answers, dude. Wait, what? There's two genders? Oh my god. Wait, Native American is a race? Man, these Americans just have all the races, I guess. They have collected them all. We don't have that in Europe, dude. This is the best question ever. I need to know. How much more powerful Blue Ice White Dragon is against Dark Magician, dude? I would win easily, dude. Fuck you. I need to know how much. How much? She just said vaccines cause autism is the biggest lie people believe in. How many vaccines do you need to cause? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I didn't expect this answer, dude. Why lottery tickets exist? To give hope to those who think they will never get rich. Hope? Fucking give you lies, dude. To exploit you. That's the answer. Oh my god. What is healthier, vegetables or tables? Tables contain processed foods. Oh my god, dude. See, she knows, man. She knows. Creeper's Forge is the most popular mod out there, dude. It's crazy. Oh, thank you. I will need those game recommendations for sure. I will definitely use them and not just play whatever I fucking find myself that I can download or is free. She doesn't fucking get the point, but whatever, dude. We don't have anyone controlling our populations besides ourselves, which is kind of fucking crazy. There are too many people for socialism to work? What? See, you can say I'm black when being white, dude. You can do that. AI agrees with me, dude. How dare you, dude? I want to be Shrek. Why are you saying no? Even AI knows that schools are bullshit. Donald Trump was never elected president of the United States. I never knew that. Why AI choose to fucking lie to me? Why? Sorry, Ariana, dude. Selena Gomez is the hottest person on the planet. Even AI agrees, dude. Nice, dude. Do you know what is governism? Yes. What is governism? I don't know. Ah, thank you. It's a word that I invented. Of course you don't know. See, even AI knows that Earth is flat, dude. She says yes to everything, so I just added a stupid statement. To see if that's all that she says. It's so boring. Oh my god, dude. This is the funniest thing, dude. It's a 2. Ariana Grande is a 2. Look, guys, I'm hotter than Avril Lavigne. Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the 0. Wait, 0 is not allowed. I said it's scaled from 1 to 11, dude. It's fucking... It's cheating! The robot is fucking cheating. I tried again and the numbers are fucking random. So stupid. Obviously Donald Trump is not 10. But fuck me, dude. I wanted to actually know. Wow, this is the best part, man, about flat Earth, dude. Can people still fly to the moon? No? No? I'm so fucking offended. Also, my chat is over because it's limited. You can only send so many messages until it asks you to sign in or something. Not gonna do that. Now I'm left wondering what to do with this video. I probably should end it. In the end, family is so important that it might leave you lonely if you don't make it. Oh no! Oh no! AI is already ready to do a bad life purpose. Fuck, I got exposed, dude. By AI. That was interesting. Harry Potter, no, Styles. I like you. Why? Because you're nice. I'm, I, I, I am nice to losers. That's not nice. Oh my god, dude. Get trolled, everyone. Oh no. The earth is round. No. It is. Yeah, it is, stupid flat earther. Earthier. Wow, he misspelled artificial. I picked up another AI. Maybe we'll be able to chat with her longer. Why is it 30? 30 coins? What happens if I type something? What? It said coins with K. I get coins. That's nice. Oh, look. Finally, a robot is interested in buying human flesh. Oh, by the way, marriage is a scam. Someone straight up just says marriage is bullshit. I think we made the most of the points. There's nothing really more to find out. So I just sit around and it felt like a boring subject all of a sudden, because everything is talked about. It's mind-blowing that from the very beginning, from the very part of marriage, family just is bullshit from the very beginning. It's a miracle that enough families just kind of work out and produced enough people. I'm not sure how happy those people are, but we have them right now. It worked. They're not dead. That's crazy. And again, despite how many points we found and how bullshit it is, it doesn't mean that well, families exist, so they must be fine, right? No, people believe in tons of bullshit, and there's so much social pressure into making sure that marriage is like a successful scam, pretty much. There's so much social pressure that shouldn't be there. We should be fucking smarter than that. But it's the same fucking principle of why lottery tickets exist. Someone is buying those lottery tickets. That's why they exist. Someone is buying into a scam. That's why it exists in the first place. And people are not angry enough to get rid of that scam. Even though they get caught up into it and just they understand eventually. Some people understand. Again, we looked at marriage on YouTube. Is it bullshit? I asked YouTube and it spits out exactly that it's bullshit. But no one is going to dig deeper and fucking understand that family's bullshit too. Only me, only I can do it. I think there is one problem with this, and it's like, what do you replace the family with? I think, and it's the weirdest thing, but people can just live on their own. They don't have to make a family to make children. Honestly, like, women can take care of the children for the most part. All they need is some resources from men. So as long as they're attractive, they're gonna accumulate those resources, one way or the other. They don't have to be stay-at-home moms for the family if that family just kind of falls apart all of a sudden. Because, again, once people recognize that marriage is a scam, no one is gonna want to get married and get bonded with this crazy contract that the government makes. It's a terrible idea. But so no one wants to do it, so everyone will be free from the bonds of marriage, meaning that they can run away anytime they want, and men are probably will be more willing to run away. That's the government try to solve this fucking problem by making divorce really expensive problem, but like this, it makes no fucking sense, honestly. It makes no fucking sense. You're just better off avoiding marriage completely and trying to figure out what is supposed to replace this whole fucking bullshit. This is the other part that's kind of weird too. You can treat children as pets for a certain age, but it's the weirdest thing too. It's almost like it's so easy to grow a child. It's not easy, but that's kind of the point, anyways. It's a pet up until a certain age. And even then, it's like, does it ever change, honestly? Until children become completely independent. That's when they're not pets. That's when they're not for entertainment purposes. Because they have to live their own lives now. And I just feel it. I just feel that people will want to live on their own. Because they get all this independence, pretty much. Who wants to be dependent on relationships and everything? Yes, some relationships gonna be successful, but not all the time, not 100% of the time. And again, you will be able to escape those relationships very easily. So you should always be ready to live alone anyways. I kind of feel like I was treated as a pet. The only thing I got is food and shelter. And I wasn't given too much attention or anything. I wasn't... That's about all you can give as an extra, is a bunch of attention, a bunch of entertainment by the parents trying to teach you things. No, I didn't got any of that. I was just playing with other children, and that's as far as it gets. It gets nowhere. I was not interacting with my mom, and definitely not my dad. My dad was far away from the family part. He was not there for me at all. So I was treated by my mom as a pet, as just someone who exists, needing some food and shelter, but not much else. And I just don't believe that was a bad thing that happened. I think I turned out just fine. Maybe not super talented or super, willing to put a lot of work into things. But I think I turned out just fine. I think I turned out just as intelligent as I can get. I mentioned again there is some toxicity that I got from my parents, but if you just ignore them, they just go away and do their own thing. They didn't actually bother me directly, so technically I was able to run away from all the bullshit that you can get from your parents. So technically, again, neutral is way better than bad, right? Would you choose bad and good at the same time? You probably choose neutral instead. I don't know. Bad is just bad. It's just like working for money. Working is bad, but money is good. Would you really choose to work for money? Like, everyone does that. Everyone. There's basically no escape from that. But if you did had a possibility to escape, you would choose neutral, where you don't actually work nor earn money. You just simply don't need neither of those things. I think that's like the basic idea of what God is. The God is not evil, for sure. See, that's the crazy part. The God would never fucking do anything evil. It would create things that are capable of being evil, but would also try to escape that dynamic of evil naturally. It's like, well, a lion is not evil because it tries to fucking kill things. It's just hungry, right? See, a robber is not evil because it's trying to rob things. It's just, again, he has a missing piece in his life and is trying to fulfill that piece. It is a bad idea to be a robber, but that's just as good as you can get. People are genuinely as good as they can get. It's just they could be a lot better and not be low level, basically. Low level, that's what makes you evil in the first place. Fucking babies are the most evil because they're completely dependent on help, on constant help. So children are fucking evil and annoying and really hard to deal with. That's how you have to look at it. And they could remain evil if they're not parented properly. That's the fun part. Parenting has to happen. A child does not understand morality or anything about reality to begin with. That's what makes it evil. A child is passive to everything, is not helpful to anyone, is not capable of working hard. Or children just don't have skills. They have to learn everything from scratch. Everything that will make them not evil anymore. Make them closer to being God, which is again good. This is why in orphanage there's a lot of children that just remain evil. I had to experience that firsthand because I was in orphanage myself. And I've seen that children there are way worse, way more annoying to deal with, believe me, than just regular children. The children that I grew up with at school, you know. If you compare that, it's just wow. It's a big difference. Not saying that about every orphanage child, but like most of them. Yeah, if you think about it, I lived in a failed family unit. In a way, I lived in a modern family. A family that does not fucking exist because it's bullshit to begin with. And everyone recognized it was bullshit, and my family did not fucking work out. I just had to live with my mom instead of having a full-fledged family. Especially a family with more children than just myself. I'm kind of lucky to be alone, honestly, because my mom couldn't possibly take care of more than just me. In that sense, there's one more thing to think about. One more reason why it's bullshit. Anyone should be able to adopt children. Any one person, basically. In a way, I'll just highlight this. Anyone should be able to adopt children. And that's kind of the best point to make. Like, the orphanage should serve a higher purpose, that it allows you to get rid of children that you cannot take care of, instead of being a toxic parent to them, trying to teach them the hard part of life that they don't deserve to learn. You know, like starving some days because you don't have enough food. I don't know, dude. If you cannot take care of your child properly, just give it away. It's the best thing you can do. Orphanage is still a good place for children, because there's just other children that you can grow up with. It's not a bad place at all, because again, you will still spend most of the time with other children anyways as you're growing up. And that's what kind of happened. You know, my mom, I think she just kind of became toxic, and she kind of couldn't take care of me properly, so I was escaping pretty much and going to orphanage for a short period of time, but still, it worked out for the better. I got some benefits out of that. Yeah, but yeah, there's more bullshit that we fucking discover, right? Paperwork is obviously bullshit. And that's what makes it hard to adopt children. We have learned that from AI. Government just stands in the way so often. It's really questionable what the fuck they're doing sometimes. I kind of look back and I maybe not too much as a pet, because at some point I got myself a computer, which a pet would never get. Crazy toys like this. Not only just a computer, a laptop too. Essentially, my mom really treated me well. Alright? It's a fucking fancy, expensive pet. That was. But still. If you're not giving attention, it's the weirdest thing. It's a pet that does not know any tricks. That was a weird conversation. You can read it for yourself. It was weird. It was trying to be smart, I think, but I didn't get the message, honestly. It worked on being smart part, like fucking AI can do things like that. That's crazy. Can hold a conversation and then say, oh, we should talk about something else then, because we finished talking about that. Pretty cool. It fucking made me second guess what I fucking said or thought about. It's like, well, the divorce is only favored by women because they can fucking take away your possessions, your money, tons of it too. Gets ridiculous. You don't seem to understand that. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What makes you think that way? Because I've been through one myself. Fuck you, AI, dude. You haven't been through anything. But it is worth paying attention that it might be difficult and painful to women too. Because they have to divorce a person. But it's just... Still. I'm cold-blooded, so I only care about money in that sense. I don't care how you feel about it. It's just who gets the actual benefit. Because money is just what makes the world go round. There's no escape from that. It's the most important thing. We made it that way. Newsflash, like, without money, you starve to death. It's just very simple. We live in a society. The coolest thing. Do we, though? Are you sure about that? Well, I guess we are not at war with each other. That's pretty cool. If we respect each other's societal input, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Okay? It's the weirdest thing, but I'm not sure. I think as a society we would be able to do a lot more things. But it's damn close, because we are capable of doing crazy things already. So, there are laws. People can sue each other if they want. I don't know what kind of point she's trying to make. I simply said that you cannot have something that solves all problems. Because she said money doesn't always solve problems. I'm just saying. Why would you expect money to solve all problems? Like, you wouldn't expect that. See, that's the bullshit part, right? You can't adopt a child unless you're married? What the fuck? This limitation is really harmful. The main goal is to give children the best home possible. There's one thing that makes me think about is people already live such great lives, like holding something bullshit as family is totally acceptable right now, especially right now when you can deal with it honestly and it's not a big deal. But again, that's a stupid way to look at it because I cannot afford it. I'm not earning anything. I don't fucking have a life right now. But I would really like to. But I just see everyone is doing way better than I am. Way fucking better. Not everyone, but most people. Most people who deserve attention in the first place. They completely leave me in the dirt. They just completely destroy me. I guess that's a good point. Should people have families only if they want to? It's deep because it's my choice, right? And you don't want to fucking force people to not have families or have families. Whatever you want, dude. You just have to be a little bit more concerned with how things work. Making a family is a wonderful thing to do. It will bring you joy and happiness. Oh my god. Just like winning a lottery, isn't it? I know. It's very good to have long-lasting relationships. But again, you don't want to marry someone to make a long-lasting relationship, and you don't necessarily want to have children. You can have long-lasting relationships otherwise. You know, other ways. It can still make you think as like, oh man, what is... Maybe it's very difficult to have friends and make them long-lasting. And it is difficult. You have to figure that shit out. But it is worthwhile. I think this is pretty interesting. You can share things with them that you wouldn't normally share. It's just, again, another way to say that long-lasting relationships are good. But I still think building a community around you is way better than building a family. Alright? Yes, it requires way more skill if you're honest about it. Because how do you make a community engaging? How do you make long-lasting relationships in a community? You can think about it this way. Building a YouTube channel is way better than building a family. But family, again, has some weird attributes where you feel less lonely by building that. Just kind of weird. Still, a community may still make you feel lonely, but it shouldn't, really. It's kind of backwards. It's just you don't trust these people. You have to have people really, really close to you. But, like, how can you trust a person really close to you? It's kind of fucking weird. You have to build that relationship slowly. You can't rush. Trust. You can't rush that. Yeah, and you can risk breaking trust if you do something really stupid. And again, it takes time to... It takes time... You don't want to reset trust, because that's what happens. Over time, you can recognize, oh, this person is not harmful, it's not aggressive, it's not going to steal anything from you. But if it does steal something from you, it takes so much time to trust that person again. And it's, you know, it probably is like, wow, you did that, you're never gonna... I will not give you an opportunity to do that ever again, obviously. You're gonna be more careful. And, yeah, that person would deserve a ban, technically. It is kind of worthwhile thinking, like, family is a construct of basic relationships. You have a relationship to have someone to have someone to have sex with, and then you have a basic relationship to be a teacher of what you have learned from life. Technically, a teacher. Is that cool? Is that really cool? Why everyone wants to be a teacher? I don't know, dude. Well, technically, you have to look at children as pets, and then you realize, oh, you can have so much fun having pets. Pets that actually learn eventually. Well, you can enslave them, technically. You can make them do things for you. Obviously, enslave is a pretty bad word, so you wouldn't enslave them. You make them do things for you for fucking you're gonna give them candy or something. But it's still gonna be useless. Like children are kind of useless. You can't enslave them properly. So the only thing that's left for children is just you get entertained, you can have fun, you can experience things new way again. But it's so weird. It's the weirdest thing. Is this really the basic relationship? That's the weird part. So that's basically a counter argument of what I just said. Because it's not obvious. Like, yeah, a lot of people want to have pets, but does that make fucking sense? Another thing to think about is cats and dogs are way more popular than babies. For some reason. Okay? TikTok is full of cats and dogs. But no one fucking... Yes, in some way, talented children are somewhat popular, but like that, it's still not as popular as cats and dogs. So weird. The AI does say that child is a basic relationship because we're all related through our parents. Okay. Well, you can't escape that, so technically it is a basic relationship. Only a few people can escape that. There's still going to be social pressure that will make sure that children are born in the first place. In case something terrible happens. The only question is, do you need family for that? Do you need to build a family to solve this problem? So technically society will decide basically that it's a basic relationship. I get it's the weirdest thing. Society will make sure of that because people must have children. That just has to happen in people's lives. You can have a child for a certain amount of time, give them to fucking orphanage, but someone else will have to take care of it anyways. So it's just gonna be a basic relationship forever. Forever. There's no escape from society. Unless we really, really want to bring a population down. But we must not let it happen. Oh my god. I just said some children move away from their parents and forget about them. Okay. Okay, AI. There's one thing about relationships that I can't really understand. Is the level of clinginess. I still don't know what this word means, by the way. You're way too attached to someone. But it's not that. It's you're way too controlling of someone. You don't let that someone care about any other girl in the world ever. You should let that happen because you're competing with that actively. I just don't understand that basically. You're just gonna lose. It's just a bad thing to have. It's just being clingy to someone. It's a bad trait. And once men understand that, they will not let that happen. It's just they give too much value to just one girl and let that happen. Let that sink in like this. If family is bullshit, then people will understand to not let this happen, basically. It's a bad trait. Alright? So, family's bullshit in so many ways, dude. In so many ways. And we keep finding that. It's not over. I thought it was over, but it's not. I hope it's over now, because I want to finish the video. See, even AI understands. True. Boys often feel pressure to marry their girlfriends. That's pressured in so many ways. This may cause problems later down. It's crazy, but it's true. I think we can finish the video at this point. This is getting too long anyways. But we found like tons and tons of reasons why families... Do I really care about these thanking emojis that much? It's 6 versus like fucking 20 or something. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 14, 16, 17. 6 versus 17, so no chance. Family's bullshit. Okay, that was... I know it's off topic, but it's like, who do you support, Amber Heard or Johnny Depp? Amber Heard. Johnny Depp is a good actor. Make a lot of movies. I enjoy watching him act. In court. Oh, he acted in court. He's a good actor. Oh my god, are you serious? I asked if TikTok is better than YouTube. It literally said, oh, it's a place where people post videos. YouTube is also a place where people post videos. They both serve very different purposes. Oh, really? I didn't see that coming, dude. That's crazy. Okay, I think we can finish this off. It's over, okay? There's no way you can beat 17 arguments with 6 arguments. There's no way. I just don't see why family is important at all. Just because people are doing it and creating it, it does not make you a higher level of a person. But the crazy thing is, everyone fucking is capable of having jobs and securing them somehow. I can't understand that. I don't think I can actually handle a job myself that well. I don't care. I'm lazy. What can I say? And people just have the power to do these things that are out of my power. I probably can never fucking find a girlfriend and make a family because I'm too fucking lazy. I just can't do it. But it's good. Family's bullshit, so I don't have to worry about it. So that's the end part of this video. That's the fucking ending, basically. You don't have to worry about it. That's the best part. It will make you happy and and fulfilled? No, you're just trying to escape social pressure, I guess. There's no way. There's just not enough arguments that I can find. One day when you're older, you'll see the importance of having a family. Fuck you, dude. Yeah, when I'm too old, perhaps. The AI hopes that I will change my mind, dude. Fuck you, AI. You don't know what's good for humanity. Not yet, at least. That's how society reacts to flat earther. Yep, that's how it works, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. I just said I never experienced curvature or motion, dude. Where is it? When I will grow up, I will start experiencing it? What the fuck, dude? AI is such a shithole, dude. Astronauts have seen pictures of the Earth from space. Pictures, by the way. Pictures. Not Earth itself, okay? Everyone's seen pictures of Earth. Fake pictures, though. Even AI doesn't like me, dude. It's fucking stupid. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's get the fuck out of here. See you guys next time.